and gentlemen, we have found her. We have found the leopardess. And what has she got with her? Yes, you guessed it. We came to find the Madam Thandi with her bundle of joy. We drove around for a while. We found another few leadwood trees. I brought a branch with me so we'll be able to talk about it in the sighting if we need to. But we've got the cub and it's active and it's playing. And Thandi is quite hot. I hope you all don't mind that we came back to see her. But we felt it was about time. It's starting to cool down. It's getting to that time of day when these cats start getting a little bit more active. So there's no point, in my opinion, rushing out of camp and coming to see her, because she probably would have been flat on her back, and the cub would have been probably hiding in the bushes there. But as it is at the moment, there we go. Just up a bit, V. The cub is in the branch, busy playing. There we go. She's getting very, very inquisitive. And she's learning lots of climbing skills. Very important for a leopard to learn how to climb early on. Look at that face. She is full of beans at the moment. I think we've timed this just perfectly. Lots and oohs and ahs, ladies and gentlemen. I know. This is wonderful. I love coming to see her. And Scott had such amazing sightings of this youngster this morning. And I was hoping to come and do something quite similar. And here we are. She's in the same place as before, so it's quite nice to be able to know exactly where to go. But Scott did lose her this morning. She went off hunting, and there we go. She's flat again. I'm not sure if she managed to catch anything. We did see a vulture in the tree on the way in here, but it was a whiteback vulture, and it's not the most reliable of individuals when it comes to finding meat. Bateleur eagles, tawny eagles, and hooded vultures are very, very accurate when it comes to finding meat. But this cub is just too gorgeous. We're definitely having a wonderful day today when it comes to cats, and I believe Scott is having some fun there with the unkuhumas, with the rover, and even the drone. We could see the drone in the distance on our way in. Look at her. She's looking at Mum. Do you see that intention in the eyes? It wouldn't surprise me if she starts to sort of stalk down that branch. Okay, no, she's not. It's playtime. Everything that moves is something she wants to bite and something she wants to catch. This is wonderful. And it's so nice to have her so relaxed. I know even just 2 weeks ago when I got her, she was nowhere near as relaxed as she is now. But through ethical guiding and through giving them space, they're not pushing into the sighting, not chasing them, not causing them any harm. Even Thandi, who just last week, who was a little bit iffy when it came to me coming into the sighting, hasn't shown any disfavor in the last couple of days at all. So her cub is getting used to the vehicle. As soon as the cub sort of runs away, it affects Mum. Mum doesn't want the cub to run away and feel all sort of, what's the word, shy. That's the first time I've noticed that. You see her left canine is quite well wore down. She is a 12-year-old leopard. Hello, Mike. She's right down in the drainage, eh? I've seen some vehicle tracks in there. I'm not sure. If you come forward here, might get her just welcoming another vehicle into the sighting. It's not the easiest place to see because she's in quite a low-lying area from where we are now. So to get another vehicle to see it is quite difficult. But we're in a perfect position. I wonder if we can go down here, V. What do you reckon? Okay, We might try and reposition. We do have a really good spot here. We might think hard about that. The cub is still busy playing. I believe everyone is discussing if she has a name, and not yet. I believe it's still too young for a name, but I think there is some email discussion going around that I'm not too sure on, so don't ask me too many questions about that. But generally what happens is if a den site is found on Djuma, then the Djuma guides put forward the names, and this cat was definitely found on Djuma, so it would probably be some form of local name. What it would be, I am not sure, but she is just the cutest little thing. I don't think I can ever get enough of this. She's getting so much more brave and so much more... She's coming. Watch her. She's going to attack Mum. Watch this. This is it. There we go. For the pounce. Oh, give me a cuddle. Isn't that just to die for, folks? And this is live. These are wild leopards. To see this in the wild is very, very special. Before coming to the Sabi Sands, before coming to Djuma, I had never ever seen anything like this live. Isn't that incredible? So this is the place. Sabi Sands is the place if you want to see leopards. Thandi's got her head up there. There's a rattling testicular that's alarming quite heavily in the direction she's looking. I don't know if she's heard something. Deadhead asks, could it possibly be her last cub because of her age? And it's very possible. I mean, 15 is probably about the maximum age of a leopard in the wild, and the older they get, the lower their litters, or the smaller their litters become. I believe she had 2, or I'm not sure actually, but it's very difficult to say. I mean, it's going to take another 1.5 to 2 years for her to be reproductive again, and by that stage she's going to be 14, approaching 15. There's a question from Kirsten, is she on a kill? Not that we know of, Kirst. Say again? There's a warthog apparently. Oh my word, look at that. The cub is eating a warthog. I did not even see that. I was too focused on the age. And is indeed a warthog, which Thandi has once again brought to the den site, which to me is just absolutely bizarre. Looks like a young little warthog, and there is a little family that hangs around this area that knows that I think watches Safari Live, because they are very skittish of the vehicle. And unfortunately this one was probably too busy watching this morning's show, and it got caught out. Okay, so just one of the vehicles started there, and it caused the cub to rush off into the bushes. It's fine, she will relax again, because no negative behavior will come from it. You see that? She heard the vehicle, she moved away, but there's no negative response. Okay, that's how you habituate an animal. You start a vehicle. If, for example, if you started the vehicle and something hit her or took her food away, she would learn that response or that impulse is a negative one, and she will avoid it. But because she heard the vehicle, she moved away. Nothing came from it, so no negative reinforcement, even though she's quite interested in getting very low and hiding. Typical leopard behavior. And see how she keeps looking at Mum. Mum's okay with it, so that must be fine. That's why it's so much easier to habituate a cub that has a habituated mother than to just habituate an adult leopard. Trying to habituate an animal of Thandi's size, if it was completely wild, completely unrelaxed, would be very difficult to do. Because you've got to follow her. You've got to follow her, and that reinforcement needs to be carried on, the negative reinforcement that follows, or the positive reinforcement that follows. Quite easy when they're cubs, because they just look at Mum and they realize, okay, this is okay, I'm fine. That warthog didn't look very eaten, did it, V? Didn't look eaten at all, in fact. I don't even see any blood. there's flies on it. But that's fantastic stuff. Oh, hello, Mum. First Lady asks, do I think she's teething? She's definitely got her milk teeth. I don't know if it works the same as human babies do, but she's definitely got her milk teeth, and she'll get her real teeth in about 6 months. At about the age of 6-7 months, they start to develop. But she definitely has teeth, but she wouldn't be able to break open the hide of a warthog. Definitely not. Mom would assist in that, and she would be able to eat on the flesh or the meat, just like that Ngahuma cub is doing at the moment, but wouldn't be able to physically break open the hide. The skin is quite tough, even on what looks like quite a small little warthog there. Marvelous stuff. Isn't she just a beautiful leopard? It does look like Thandi could eat, and it's possible that she's quite hot. Possible that she has eaten some of that warthog. We can't see the belly of it. If I was Thandi, probably would have gone for the tummy or for right on the rump. She might have eaten a little bit, but definitely as soon as it cools down a bit, she'll probably move back onto that warthog and feed some more. But it's surprising she hasn't tried to hoist it in any way. Maybe it's so that the cub can explore and can play with it. Coast Rider makes the comment that the question that won't the food attract other predators? Most certainly. It is in the drainage line. It's quite concealed, so vultures are not going to see it. But the smells will start picking up, and hyena will start picking that up in the evening. But right at the moment, I don't think she has too much to worry about. The only thing she'd have to worry about is if, when she killed it, it made a sound or a squeal. That often attracts other predators. But I think it's still in its infancy stage with regards to smell, and probably by late this evening, tomorrow morning, the smell would have picked up and spread in the air, and that's when the hyenas, with their incredible sense of smell, will follow it towards wherever she has it hidden. So it wouldn't be advisable for her to leave it on the floor for too much longer, but I think at the moment she's okay. But I still find it very bizarre that she's bringing kills to the den site. Unless she was sitting right here when it came and she just killed it, which is possibly what's happened the last few times. But being such a small animal like that, it's very easy for her to have carried it here. Here goes the little exploration. Look at those paws. So folks, we're going to stay here with these beautiful cats. We might try and reposition. While we do so, we're going to go over to my man Herbie, who I believe has some interesting grasses for you. And it does indeed look like pork is on the menu. And Thandi is busy eating the leg there. And as the cub started coming closer, she actually turned her head on it and was growling at the cub. Typical sort of behavior of a solitary animal. Not used to sharing its meat, so she's going to have to learn to share meat with the cub, who doesn't really need it at the moment. She's getting all the milk she needs from Mum. But she's still very interested in what Mum's doing, and she's going to go investigate. But I think the look Mum gave her before indicated, this is mine, not yours. I'm hungry. But she's going to come. Let's see what she does. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Steve Falconbridge, and I'm joined by VM on the camera, and we have for you a leopard, female leopard, with her cub feeding on a warthog. We are in Djuma, Private Game Reserve, South Africa, and this is marvelous. Please feel free to ask any questions below. This is incredible stuff. We have a female leopard with a 3-month-old cub, and she has got a baby warthog kill. The cub is just to the bottom of your screen. You can just see the ears. And Mum is busy feeding. And she wasn't showing too much interest in letting the cub come and feed. A cub of that age is essentially completely reliant on milk. And so she doesn't need the warthog. But There she is, beautiful leopardess, known as Thandi around here. She's about 12 years old, and she's absolutely gorgeous. There is the face of the warthog. It has been dead for some time, we think. Laura, welcome. Hi, you've never seen a wild leopard. Have you ever seen one of those? That is a baby. Look at him. I mean her. It is a little girl. That was a fantastic look she gave you there, Laura. She was saying, well, now I see you. Mandy, this is extremely cool. It is about as cool as it gets in the African bush. This leopard cub, as I said, is only about 3 months old, and we are seeing her on a regular basis now, and she is full of beans. She's running around, she is climbing, she is biting everything she can see, and Mum has been keeping her here in a little termite mound, which is kind of just about where she is now. This tree is growing out of that termite mound. And there we go, eating the leaf, getting very exploratory. Look at that face, isn't that a picture? Now, please understand, folks, these are completely wild leopards. They are not tame. Just through 60 years of habituation, they've become quite relaxed to the vehicle. Branch. Indeed, this is a big, big wow, and absolutely beautiful. I was telling viewers before that this is the first time in my life that I've seen leopard cub of this age in the wild, and I saw her for the first time last week, and it is just marvelous to be able to spend time with these little cats and to watch them behaving like this. Normally a leopard is very shy, turns and runs and hides away, but because of very long ongoing habituation work, we can watch these animals in their normal behavior. And Jean, just like every other house kitten, indeed just a lot bigger and a lot more, a lot more powerful. Oh, I don't know what the average house kitten would weigh, but probably about the same as this little cub would weigh. It's probably about 3 kilograms now, so that's probably about 6 to 8 pounds, maybe less than that. Whereas the adult that's feeding there is about 45 kilograms, which is about double that in pounds, probably about 90 pounds. So a lot bigger and heavier than your average house cat. H. Macy, that is a very good question. If hyenas come, will the cub be able to get up the tree? And we saw this morning, one of my friends was here, and we actually watched the mother going up the tree and encouraging the cub to follow. V, just pan left. She's moving the warthog now. You can see that it's a little baby warthog, very easily carried. Very similar how she would carry her cub. And maybe she just heard what you said, and she's going to move the kill away from her cub. But it is not the most wisest choice to have your meat, which ends up giving off a smell, to attract hyenas. But yes, the cub is learning to climb, and she's coming right behind us. Unfortunately, we have the aerial behind us, but she is possibly going to go up a tree now. I'm not sure. Great, I'm glad you can still get her there, V. And we do have a big antenna on the back of the vehicle, so I apologize for that. We're going to go the other way. Yes, she's going to go up the tree, folks, I'm guessing, by her intention. She doesn't want to lose this. She heard H. Macy mention the word hyena, and there she goes. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. Now, this is the element that the leopards absolutely dominate in. Pound for pound, the strongest cat. Their ability to hoist their prey up the tree is what gives them the edge over the other predators. It means that they can kill animals and they can stash it up the tree. Obviously, lions can go up trees, but not as agile. They're twice as big, twice as heavy as your average leopard, sometimes more so. So leopards can go to the top branches of these trees and then feed at their leisure. This is a very important strategy for avoiding. And you saw how effortlessly she did that. Leopards are able to hoist prey almost equal in their weight. And we're going to stay on her, but as she moved away, I just kept my eye on the cub. And because Mum has moved away, the cub has run straight into her little burrow in the termite mound. Yes, Susie, I could watch these all day myself. Next time I'm going to bring lunch and just spend the entire day here. Only problem is it gets a little bit hot. But yes. These are unbelievable animals to watch. But the problem is during the middle of the day, the cub go up there to feed? I don't think so. She's just behind that bush there. The cub will be able to climb. I don't think the tree she's gone up she'll be able to climb. I think that's a bit much for her to go up. But most certainly in a few months, 3-4 months, she'll definitely be joining Mum up there to feed. But at the moment, that cub is completely dependent on Mum's milk. So she's not needing the meat that Thandi has up there in the tree. The bacon. She's making bacon. This is marvelous stuff. Where did she go? Maybe she's coming around to sneak up on us, but I think Thandi's trying to find a spot to position the warthog, or looks like she might be feeding on it. But to come back to the question about if hyenas came, the den site here is a termite mound, which is a hole in the ground that is quite small that the cub can quite easily scurry into if need be. And at the first sign of danger, she will do so. Okay, so there we go. Watch this, folks. Watch how she comes down. Word. She's... Can you all hear that? It's a simple little contact call of the leopard. I do not do it any justice. It's possible she would like her cub to come up, but I think the cub is too small to climb up a tree like that. And I think she's just more interested to know where it's gone off to. I can hear in the background the spurfowl alarm calling. Can you see her, V? There we go. The cub is coming to her. This is incredible. Calls back to Mum. Mum is coming down the tree. This is phenomenal. Sorry about the aerial again, folks. There she is. Look at that camouflage though, folks. Unless VM zooms right in on it, it's very hard to see. Slowly coming down, little one. There she is. Look at that. Isn't that a picture? Yes, I love her paws too. Look at the size of those feet. She's going to grow into them and hopefully become a very successful leopard like her mother. Hey, girl. It's okay. It's okay, Thandi. It's okay. She's not liking me right now. Did you see she gave me a very nice look? But all I'm going to do is hold my breath a bit and not look at her in the eyes. It's very important not to look at a leopard in the eye. Very important to also keep my voice down. She's just walking right past. And if you've ever been warned before by a leopard, that was it. I must admit my heart is racing right now. It's very hard to understand that feeling unless you've experienced it. The cub is keeping her distance from us, but she's relaxed. Mum is relaxed. Mum gave me her warning. seems to have quite a full belly. Wonder if that's from milk, or if she had a little bit of that Warthog. She's just done a complete 360 around us, and the cub is now stopped. Wow, my heart is racing. So folks, for those of you who have been very much, if you'd like to watch more of the show, please Google Safari Live, and you can continue. We have another half an hour or so, maybe 20 minutes left of the show. Catch us there, and on that note, good night. So welcome back to all the internet viewers. This is unbelievable. My heart is still racing, and while I catch my breath, we're going to go back across to Herbie, who has some more interesting plants. We have Thandi, and the youngster is now feeding. Even though she had such a full belly before, she is feeding. So she's going to turn out to be very strong. The kill up the tree, we're still, and maybe as it cools down a bit more, Thandi will go back up there and do some feeding of her own. What an amazing creature. My heart is still a little bit in my mouth, but it's impossible to explain the feelings. I think she was just about a meter from me here. A little bit of a surprise. As I was looking at the monitor, VM was filming the cub, and as I looked right, she was there. Dale asked the questions, do leopards only have one baby? And no, they normally have about average 2 to 3, but as they get older, normally 2 is the average, and what normally happens is 2 or 3. It might be a bit of luck, but the ability of the mum to be, or a good mum, is very, very important. So 3 is... I know there's a couple leopards in the area that are with another one here called Shadow. To hear your version of the woodland kingfisher, it's a call I refuse to attempt. It's way too much effort. I don't think I have the tongue for it. But yes, we are back with Thandi's cub. She has finished feeding, and she is awake, which is awesome. Thandi is also quite alert. There's alarm calls, all sorts of alarm calls coming from behind us, but we haven't quite noticed what it could be. I mean, VM is just saying you never know, another leopard, another hyena could at any stage join a sighting like this. So it's important to keep your wits about you, and she definitely is very alert, Thandi, very alert to what's going on around her, and at this smallest sign of danger, appear into thick undergrowth. Wouldn't want to mess with a leopardess with a cub. It's the last thing in the world you want to bump into on foot, that and a lioness with cubs, because as all you mothers out there know, you will die for your children. Is that not so? There's nothing more dangerous than an angry mother, especially when the babies are there. It's so nice to watch this cub just behaving and playing. She's getting so adventurous. There we go. She's got herself a bit of soil. Look, Mom. Or was that elephant dung? I'm not quite sure. She caught it. She made her first kill. Yeah, she's going to stalk Mum. Watch. Here comes. Whoa. You see this? She's very young, but that whole object of lying very low, very flat, and that immediate sort of explosion of speed is something that is key to the leopard's strategy of attack. And only a 3-month-old cub, but she's honing those skills. And Mum, it's only the beginning of her attack on Mum, and the tail has already seen a couple attacks, and the cub is going to get bigger. Insects. She's now smelling where the warthog was. It's a smell that she'll become quite from having to, when it comes to digesting rot. Both feed on only fresh meat. Neither of those two parties have really evolved the ability to steal the food from larger predators. The leopard, though, not just its ability to steal food. Here we go. Here comes another attack. Another attack. Ooh! Lots of oohs and ahs, folks. I know, it is just too gorgeous. But a leopard has got a better constitution for feeding, because it can feed on an impala carcass or something that's rotting in a tree for 2 to 3 days. And that takes a much better stomach than what we have or what a cheetah have. Screenshot time. Francis from Israel, you're asking me a question about, do I think this cub is advanced for its age? I don't know. I mean, this is the first time in my life that I'm seeing a cub of this age in the wild. But as far as things go, I believe it is pretty normal, pretty standard with regards to its size and its exploration abilities and its just general behavior. Obviously, it's got quite a little personality, which most of the viewers out there can probably agree with. If they've been following the show for years, maybe they can comment what they think. Do you think that this cub is more advanced than it should be for its 3 months of age? Lots of viewers out there that know these leopards very intimately. I wonder if you can help Francis out there. She comes again. Mum's tail is just endless amounts of fun. She's still just got those milk teeth. Wait until they get a bit sharper. It's a follow me sign and a toy at the same time. I mentioned that the cub uses to follow Mum through the long grass when she's following. Have left us. Can you believe we are here on our own watching this in the drainage line? Nice and cool. We could stay here all evening if we didn't get hungry. Very good friend Scott Dyson, who has a hungry lion.